If while you're taking care of yourself and your family and making that person, the company, North American Power, was contributing money on your behalf? Who in this room would love to be recognized for their business being responsible for $2,000 or $3,000 per month being contributed to worthwhile charities?
Yeah.
North American Power has created the Mission to Millions, and it's called Mission to Millions for a reason. Their goal is to create a model that, in addition to everything I've repeated 15 times tonight, jobs created, energy independence, cleaning up the environment, they have created a model called Mission to Millions that will be recognized for contributing millions of dollars per month to worthwhile charities. How many of you could get excited to get behind a company with those? Who has seen something that looks like that in the past? Somebody stood in front of a room talking about starting a business and just click your heels 3 times and you'll be back home. Seriously, who's seen something like that? And it sounded really good that night, and so you scratch a check out for $300, $400, $500, or $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. And then all of a sudden the hangover effect comes into play and you realize this isn't as easy as that guy said, right?
Yeah.
Well, the reason I bring all that up is there are companies that talk about building that, but the 2 barriers to entry are high cost of investment or high cost of monthly ownership. And the reason why I want to hit that head on is, can we agree that anyone that wanted to could afford $19.50 a month?
Yeah.
So there's no barrier to entry, and if done right, you're never coming out of pocket with that $19.50 again, because the company is what? Paying you more money. Let's just be blunt about it for a second. If I said to you it's 100% legal, 100% moral, 100% ethical, good for you, good for the country, good for the world, and the deal is you pay $20 on the first day of the month and the company gives you $50 back on the last day of the month, who'd be in? That's how I dumb down everything I just talked about, because that's basically what we're talking about here. And what if we said, for every person that you can think of that would say yes to that deal, we're going to give you 25 cents or 50 cents or $1 every month that they do it. How many of you guys could go out there and find hundreds of people to say yes to that deal? That's what we have in front of us, folks. We're talking about an opportunity where you can go out there and change lives while we have an impact on the environment. But this is what makes it work. We all know, or I shouldn't say we all know, I'll ask the question. Has anyone ever been in a conversation with someone that 24 hours later sounded a little bit different from them?
Yeah.
Anyone married? Have a significant other? Did you ever have a conversation with your significant other that 2 days later was very different than the one you remember?
Absolutely. All the time.
Says the happily married man in row 2. But the reason I say that is scientists have proven the average person retains less than 10% of what they hear. Who would agree with that? It's just human nature. Information gets lost and distorted. Well, we're going to exaggerate, and we're going to use an example of everyone being a genius. So does it make sense that there's an expert out there that has 100% of the knowledge of what we just talked about?
Sure.
If that expert with 100% knowledge began to share it with all of us, and we were geniuses and we retained 50%, how are we doing? How do we think we're doing?
Great.
So we're out there talking to everybody that we know. How many of you guys have a bunch of geniuses as friends? But we'll pretend for a second. So we go talk to all our genius friends, we share everything we know. What are they getting?
25%.
How are they doing now? How do they think they're doing?
That's right.
So with all their excitement and enthusiasm, they go share it with some people who get what?
12.
12 and a half. Who share with people who get? Has anyone ever felt like this person? Seriously, it's a question mark. Has anybody ever been frustrated?
Yeah.
You're working really hard, you're doing everything you're told, but you just can't seem to get ahead. Who's ever felt like they were spinning their wheels and stuck in the mud? I would love to tell you that 9 out of 10 people fail in home-based business. I'd love to tell you it's because they're stupid, but they're not. I'd love to tell you it's because they're lazy, but they're not. I'd love to tell you it's because they're uncoachable and they don't listen, but it's not. Is there a chance that there might be some smart, really good, hardworking people that are just getting bad advice?
Yes.
Yeah.
Getting poor guidance?
Yeah.
Has anyone ever needed like directions to a party or something and you got them from somebody else, and as they were giving them to you, you knew you had no shot at getting there? No, for real, like you're going, the Red Barn, really? You tell me, look for the Red Barn, you don't know any of the street names? Because I can't remember the name of the street, but you turn left when you see the Red Barn. It's dark out. Oh no, you'll see it, trust me. Am I the only one? Seriously, you get there and you just, it's like, buddy, really, give me the street name, it'll help. But in business, that's what happens all the time. So my question to you, if that's you, what are your chances of succeeding?
Not good.
Slim to none and Slim's gone, right? If the person with 100% of the knowledge came down and showed you step by step, took you by the hand and walked you through the process, does your chance of success go up?
Yes.
Do you have a better potential for that financial independence we're talking about?
Yes.
Well, here's the best part. North American Power has set up a training system that removes the human element. Because every single one of us is going to fall somewhere on this scale. See, some of you may have a strong background in home-based business. So all you have to do is figure out what it is that we're doing and plug in. But is there a chance there might be some folks that either have never tried it before or have tried it and just failed miserably?
Yes.
Yeah.
Guess what? They get to plug into the same exact place. And we're all going to fall somewhere in between the two. But here's the neat thing. The training does all the heavy lifting. So how many of you, and please, if they're in the room, don't raise your hand or clap, because the person that invited you could quite possibly be brand new, right?
Yeah.
If that person is brand new and they don't have all the information, how excited are you that they are not the one responsible to teach and train you how to be successful? Right? They're brand new. They're trying to figure it out for themselves. It's the blind leading the blind, right? More importantly, how many of you know somebody a little more successful than you in life?
Yeah.
How nice would it be for you to introduce them to the business, step out of the way, point them. You say, I don't know anything. I'm still trying to figure this thing out. But they have a system with 100% of the information. You step out of the way. You push them into the training system. They go on to become the top producing representative in the company's history. And if you remember the numbers I had up here, you're overriding that success for the rest of your life. Who could get excited about that? North American Power has set up this training system, and in my 2 decades plus in this industry, the only company that has a complete, comprehensive, 100% effective training system available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for free to anyone involved in the company. Does that significantly increase your chances of success?
Yes.
So at this point, folks, there's literally 2 things I'm going to ask you to do. Somebody invited you out to take a look at this presentation or to watch the DVD. And I'd like you to thank that person for sharing this with you, because they thought enough about you to share this opportunity and to get your opinion and see what your thoughts are. And the second thing is, I want you to let them know whether you see yourself as a customer with North American Power supporting American Wind just because it's good for the environment and the country. Because it's a real simple way for us to all go out there and do our part. Who's got those emails where it says, don't buy gas on April 17th and we'll show those companies? Who's seen those emails? There are people that go through all kinds of crazy efforts to make an impact, to have a positive impact, to make a difference, and it doesn't work. This is a chance, this is a company that's organized themselves to be able to go out there and make an impact. But in addition to becoming a part of American wind and, you know, good for the economy, good for the country, good for the environment, let the person know you might also want to profit from it. You may want to become their business partner and go out there and build a home-based business that will provide you and your family with financial stability and possibly financial independence. Thank you so much for watching. We look forward to seeing you again real soon.